The Arewa group threatened to mobilize for protest in Kaduna and Abuja if Tinubu failed to suspend the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, for his alleged link to the fraud. The Arewa Consultative Movement has called on President Bola Tinubu to suspend the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, over his alleged link to a fraud perpetrated at the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management. The ACM National Coordinator, Comrade Bilal Galadima, made the call on Wednesday in Kaduna State. The Arewa group threatened to mobilize for protest in Kaduna and Abuja if Tinubu failed to suspend the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, for his alleged link to the fraud. The ACM coordinator said Tunji Ojo should be suspended for alleged abuse of office and in line with laid down rules and regulations. Galadima stated this in an open letter to President Tinubu while reacting to a contract that was awarded to the New Planet Project Limited, a company Tunji Ojo allegedly had an interest in. According to Galadima, over 50 groups have indicated interest to join the mass protest scheduled to hold on Friday and Monday for Kaduna and Abuja. Reporters have reported that the company was paid 438.1 million naira by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation under the leadership of Dr. Betta Edu for consultancy services. It had been reported that the money was part of the 3 billion naira intended for cash transfers and social investment programs for vulnerable Nigerians. It is worth noting that the company, which was registered on March 3, 2009 with registration number 804833, has Minister Tunji Ojo and his wife Abimbola listed as directors, with Badamasi Clement as the company's secretary. We strongly believe that Minister Tunji Ojo's actions are in direct violation of the Nigerian Constitution and the Code of Conduct Law. Section 5 and 6 of the Code of Conduct Law clearly prohibit public officers from engaging in conflicts of interest and participating in any business other than farming. It was also reported that the Interior Minister, while responding to the allegation that his company, New Planet Project Limited, was awarded an 438.1 million contract, said he found the company about 15 years ago but resigned as its director after the election in 2019. During the program, the minister had presented a CAC document indicating his resignation as New Planet Project Limited director 5 years ago. Now over to Betta Edu. She says, sack me and heads will roll. Betta has vowed to fight back and expose all those who are part of the looting spree, like Tinubu's chief of staff, that is Femi Gbajabiamila, Interior Minister Tunji Ojo. According to an Aso Rock insider, Edu did not find the directive palatable and had started blackmailing the government, claiming she gave money to the chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, and others in the presidency from her ministry, and she cannot be treated as an outsider. She also claimed that if the president was not subjected to an investigation by the APC when he was accused of certificate forgery and drug crimes in the US ahead of the 2023 presidential election, why should she be investigated and now asked to resign? Tinubu's minister Tunji Ojo got 438.1 million naira from Betta Edu's fake 3 billion naira social register contract. Others were spread to unregistered, unknown companies. New Planet Project Limited, a company owned and operated by the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, with registration number 804833, registered on March 3, 2009, got a contract for 438.1 million as a consultant for the sham National Social Register contract to verify 11 million homes in Nigeria. Just for consulting, 438.1 million naira to consult and verify 11 million homes in Nigeria, carried out in 1 month. Other curious beneficiaries are an accounting firm called Fabumi Olanipekun & Co., which got 419.5 million naira. Sources say the firm, with registration number 2524198, registered in July 31st, 2017, is allegedly owned by a brother to Wole Olanipekun, the APC son and lawyer. Vinsolve Global Consult, with no record of registration and ownership, got 558.8 million naira. Other companies that benefited from the 3 billion contracts are Blue Trend Enterprise, 277.8 million naira. Blue Trend has no record of being registered and the owner is unknown. Periscope Consulting, 277 million. Periscope Consulting, with registration number 1053019, registered on July 24, 2012, is owned by one Ngozi Maureen Ojego, known for interior decoration. Light-Up Dynamics Interlink Services Limited has 277 million naira. Light-Up, with registration number 1340092, is owned by one Kuburat Bolanle Bolanta. It was registered on June 6, 2016. We have Memac Nigeria Limited, with no known ownership and date of registration, got whopping 277 million naira. MC Van Management Consult Limited, with no records of registration, also got 275.8 million naira contract, while Danzinga Nigeria Limited, with registration number 635448, registered on September 23, 2005, got 275.8 million naira. Danzinga is owned by one Oladapo Rotimi Mohammed. All the contractors claimed the verified 11 million homes in Nigeria under 1 month. Wow, this kind of monumental lootings in Nigeria by public office holders is stupendous. No wonder over 180 million Nigerians are living in abject and extreme dimensional poverty in the poverty capital of the world. I got this from Nkiru Kaba on Twitter, saying that Betta Edu has vowed to fight back, and she's threatening that if you sack me, heads will roll. It was learned that at the EFC office, all her entourage were withdrawn from her. She had to follow a friend home in a private car. Her aides, her security guards were all withdrawn from her. She had to go home just like that. That is what we're getting, the report we are getting. Now, Peter Obi, reacting to the whole corruption saga, says that there should be a thorough investigation of the suspension of the Humanitarian Affairs Minister, Betta Edu, to expose and punish everyone involved in the scandal. While the action of the government is a welcome development, the investigation must be comprehensive so that all those culpable are brought to book. Mr. Obi said this in a statement shared on his Twitter account on Wednesday. He says the suspension of the minister should not be a window dressing action, but should be a peg to get all those who are deserving of blame and punished just like the minister. Lamenting other scandals unraveled in the humanitarian ministry, Mr. Obi said it appears the ministry was established as a conduit to siphon public funds while using poverty alleviation as a cover. By a sad coincidence, the alleged fraudulent diversion of 585 million naira of public money by Ms. Edu broke almost at the same moment that the minister who held the same portfolio in the last administration is being investigated for a whopping 37 billion naira misappropriation. The ministry may have been created by the system as a conduit pipe to siphon public funds while using the poor as a face, Mr. Obi said. Equally worrisome and disgusting is the fact that the missing funds are meant for poverty alleviation in a time of severe suffering amongst the people. Unfortunately, a ruling elite that can shamelessly convert, divert, or misappropriate such huge sums meant for the poor cannot be trusted to address the severe poverty ravaging the people, he added. Mr. Edu admitted authoring the memo requesting that 585 million naira be paid into a private account, but claimed that forces were against her and scheming to tarnish her image because she exposed them. Moreover, the permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Olumiyiwa Enitan, has assumed the role of managing the ministry following the suspension of the minister, Betta Edu. Enitan received a letter of authorization from an official at the office of the secretary to the government of the Federation, according to a senior official at the humanitarian ministry who pleaded anonymity. The permanent secretary has taken over the affairs of the ministry based on the directive of Mr. President. He officially got the letter to assume duty on Monday night, the official said. The official added, the permanent secretary needed to get the letter of authorization from the office of the secretary to the government of the federation before assuming duties, despite the announcement in the media. The president, in a statement issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngalale, on Monday, directed the suspended minister to hand over to the permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. The president also directed the suspended minister to actively collaborate with the investigating authorities during their inquiry. Additionally, the panel led by the coordinating Minister of the Economy and Minister of Finance was tasked with conducting a thorough assessment of the financial structure and framework of the social investment programs.